Hello, fellow Nigerians. We, the Muslims in the middle belt of Nigeria, should lend our voice in condemnation of the state of emergency declared on education by 4 governors in northern part of this country, namely Kebbi, Kano, Bauchi, and Katsina states. Why do they declare, schools closed? It was the fear of Ramadan. Can you believe that? For fear of Ramadan, they have to close down the schools for 5 weeks. This is not only ridiculous, it is retrogressive. It also smacks of a satanic verse in the Boko Haram ideology. Those governors cannot claim in good conscience that they are, practicing Sharia according to the Islamic injunction. For goodness sake, why should anybody think of closing down schools because of Ramadan? In states where education literacy level is very low, where about 13 million Nigerians are out of school. Nigerian children are out of school in that part of the country, where about 157 elementary schools were abandoned and taken over recently by the federal government. The governors of those states have the guts to close down schools because of Ramadan. Which Islamic literature do these people read? Is it the Holy Quran? Is it Hadith? Is it Asmawi? Is it Fiqh? Is it Lalari? What exactly do they read in Islamic literature? That they are preaching against Islamic injunctions. In Saudi Arabia, where Islam originated, schools are not closed during Ramadan. Schools are not closing during Ramadan in all Arabian countries where Islamic religion originated. So what's your problem here? Okay, closing down schools, what effect would that have on the children who are supposed to prepare for exams? Supposed to prepare for exam, WAEC, JAMB, and many other public examinations. If you cannot think of the political, constitutional, and economic implications of your action, then you are not fit to govern a state. This is a breach of the right of the children who are supposed to be in schools and are denied the right to be in schools during Ramadan. It is also a breach of fundamental right of non-Muslims who are subjected to Sharia law. Yesterday, I read in the media that the Sharia police in Kano, Isba, arrested some people because their offense was that they didn't observe fasting. For God's sake, where as Almighty tell anybody to help him enforce the law on mankind? There's no compulsion in Islam. There's no compulsion. If you can arrest people because they didn't observe fasting, why can't you apply the same law on corrupt Muslims among us? The ex-executive secretary of National Health Insurance Scheme was involved in 90 million fraud. Ex-chairman and secretary of National Hajj Commission were involved in 90 billion fraud. Subsidy given for Hajj operations 2024. There are Muslim ritual killers in Ilorin. You have not applied, Sharia law on them. I hope this is not the type of Sharia. I understand some people are trying to introduce into Yoruba land. They should bury that thought. They should bury that thought. Yoruba land is arid to such a satanic verse in Islamic injunction. Yoruba Muslims have been coexisting peacefully with their brothers and sisters in other religions. No discrimination, no intimidation. So if you cannot display good example, if you cannot be a good ambassador of Islam, can you give what you don't have? You cannot. Fellow Nigerians, it is time we call the bluff of some governors who behave as outlaws. They behave like outlaws in this country. Do they want to tell us that they don't know the position of the Constitution on these actions? So if you want Nigeria to remain one, for God's sake, we have to work assiduously towards achieving it. It is not by lip service. It is not by inciting religious crisis that we can achieve a one united, indivisible Nigeria. So what I've been saying, let me quickly interpret. Only we ayenya ni arewa gómìnà mẹ́rin e wa ti lewe pa e wi torí wi awe nbenta e ti lewe pa e bi kan mama re lewe kan ma re kewe to ọmọ ye are kewe bi dan o ba de èmi ni eko àbí dan wo ya sanu wi ngba ye lo lewe ngba awe e kan yo le to ilewe ya ati e tún ti lewe olodan ni so ṣé ìjọba ni e ban sanwó olùkọ́ yin bebe àbí ta ni esan to ama ye se mùsùlùmí yan ben lewe ye tún re ti ana tawi ni kewe ele yi na ti je nílùú ya wi ìlú yo ní ìwé òfin yo ní lànà so èmi an wi o bí ẹgbà malade ni kan jode o ká má kéyàn má gbèrú eléyìí wálẹ̀ Yorùbá lè ṣeéṣe o ilẹ̀ Yorùbá a ti ń bẹ lálàáfíà ṣe wí ẹnìkan a wá láti ibì kan a mú ọwọ́ wa mágbọ̀n ẹ̀kọ́ wí ẹ̀ ń gbé sàríà kalẹ̀ rárá sì yóò o bó ti jẹ́nu gbogbo yìí ń wí sàríà ni nílẹ̀ Yorùbá kólúkálukú wọn rè ṣe wọ̀ bó ti jẹ́nu Ọlọ́run ní ba Nàìjíríà jẹ́ a tún máa ríra ẹ ṣeun.